Hi there. Here we are. It's that time of the week again, and here we are at La Ferme de Lettres, and this is the English version. So what have I been up to this week? This week I started planting, as I promised last week. I started planting my babies outside, so they're growing up. They're becoming bigger, and I haven't planted everything yet. I've concentrated, as I said, on the kale, cabbages, potatoes, and things like that. Things that are fine with cold weather, because there's a medieval myth that says that between the 11th and 13th of May, it's called the Saint Glace, the ice saints, and at that time, it can still freeze. And believe it or not, tomorrow they're predicting 2 degrees in the night, so that's quite low. So I'm glad I didn't plant my tomatoes and stuff like that. Tomatoes. The bed at the end of the vegetable garden, and here I planted potatoes all along here, up to a third there and a third on the other side, and in the middle some broccoli, which you can see already is doing good. On the other side, you can't see anything yet, but I planted, let me remember, I planted a line of yellow sweet corn. I really love sweet corn. You should always plant what you like. And here I planted like lines of quinoa. Thought I'd try that out. And in between, like a row along the middle, I planted beans. So I think I planted sweet peas on each side, a third of each side, and in the middle the mange-tout pois gourmand, which are going to be much taller, so then I can make a structure for them, and it'll look nice and symmetric. I like symmetry in a garden. And over here I planted about 36 pieces of kale plants, which are here, and that's another variety there. And this is squash, butternut squash, which I planted with black sweet corn on the rows. There's black sweet corn, and later on when it starts to grow, I'll plant also some peas that will climb up the corn, or they're supposed to. And here I put green beans. As I said, all the bean family, they really give a lot of nitrogen. They fix the nitrogen, and they'll fix it for the cucumber, which is right next door. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I haven't done that because the cucumbers, they're kind of babies still. So what else did I do? Yeah, I was finding I was missing a few herbs. I didn't have any tarragon, and I didn't have any lemon thyme, and I didn't have any thyme, so I went out and planted that, and I cleaned up the vegetable patch. Not the vegetable patch, the herb patch, which is in between long strips. I'll show you that. This is the herb patches. So you got mint here, and this is the thyme I planted, and there's chives which are in flower. They're really beautiful, and there's also mixing in with some flowers. There's some lilies there, lavender, that's lemon balm. And on the other side you've got sage, 3 different varieties of sage, white sage and purple sage, and this is sarriette in French. I think it's called savory. And some more flowers, and wintertime, and tarragon. And I'm leaving some space. I cleaned it up so I can leave some space to put some of the holy basil, marjoram, and savory, sorrel. So that should be nice too. And then I'll take you to the greenhouse and see what's happening there. It's incredible how quickly it's grown. It's like it's exponential. It starts like smally, a few leaves, and then suddenly it's like huge. So have a look at this. There you go. You see what I mean? These are the pois gourmand that I showed you last week. There was just 1 or 2 flowers on them. Now they're flowering all over the place. They're really pretty. I really do love these flowers. They're so delicate. And there's even some, I saw some baby ones, if I can find them again. There's already some pois gourmand, I can't see them now, they're missing me. And yes, the turmeric's doing really well. The green beans are getting big, they're starting to get buds for flowers. And these potatoes, I don't know where they come from, that they just sprouted up by themselves and they look like they're about to flower. The tomato that just came up by itself as well is about to flower. You can see the little baby buds there. And the coriander's getting really big now. And yes, I'm studying, trying to find out what's going on with the lemon tree. Because if you see it's got these leaves which are turning yellow. And there's a lot of ants on it, which is not, somehow it doesn't feel like it's a good sign. So I'm looking that up, but I can't seem to find exactly what it is. If anybody has an idea, I'm all open to tips. And my babies are still here. I'm starting to thin them out. They're starting to I've gotten out about a third of them so far. So you can have starting to get big. They really need to be moved soon, but it's definitely not safe to move them yet because some of these are kind of sensitive to cold. The basil, tomatoes and things like that. So we're going to wait till Wednesday, Thursday when temperatures are going to get warmer. Those were the nasturtiums that I planted last week, which are starting to sprout already, and some more cucumber as well. As I said, flowers are really important as well for me, and smells as well. Flowers that smell good, I think it attracts the bees, and to be able to have flowers that you can cut and put in the house or just to look at, they're so beautiful. So today I cleaned up this new flower patch that I've made, and I've cleaned it up even more, and I planted a whole bunch of seeds for bouquets and things like that. This is what it's looking for. This was where we were stocking wood here before, and a lot of the wood just kind of rotted and went into it, so it's created this really nice dark soil, which is just perfect. And I cleaned it up. I pushed the bigger pieces to the middle to make like a compost heap, and I haven't finished yet because I've still got more to do over there where the old tractor is. And yeah, there's some things I planted earlier that were cuttings that I planted, and now I've just put a whole bunch of seeds, so there's a whole bunch of stuff's going to plant, and there's stuff in the greenhouse that I'll put in there with it. Apart from that, yeah, as you can see, it's kind of gloomy. The storm is coming. It's been raining every night, which is perfect. It was nice in the daytime, and in the evening it was pouring with rain, so it was really made my job a lot easier. And it means that everything's really green. And let me show you what's flowering at the moment. Apart from, obviously, the roses are still flowering, but the acacia trees are flowering at the moment, and they're right in front of the house. And I feel really blessed to have them because they just smell incredible, and the bees are just buzzing all around them. There you go. You can't see them so much in this light maybe, but I'll zoom into them. And I don't know about you, but I can hear the buzzing. I think the birds are stealing the show. And of course, what's incredible about this acacia is, I mean, they make incredible honey from it, is also the smell. I'm just smelling it now. If we had odorama, it would be incredible. And talking about smell, a couple of years ago, I bought some roses, and one of them is flowering now, and it's a rose that I bought because of the smell, because, as I said, I love smell. What about that? Isn't that beautiful? And, yeah, it's really nice. And the last thing I wanted to show you is a flower that I planted a few years ago. In French, they call it the poet's jasmine, le jasmin des poètes. And it's a very simple white flower, but it has also an incredible smell. And let me show it to you. This is it. And believe me, it's stunning, and it also smells really good. Something else I have, which is I'm really blessed to have, is wild asparagus. And take a look at this. There's lots of it here. I harvested some. This is it. And it's delicious. I think it costs a fortune in Paris when you want to buy it. And you can do so many things with it. Put it in a quiche. Yesterday I put it into some lasagna, vegetarian lasagna, and it was delicious. So there you have it. It's a very, very heavy. I can feel the heaviness before the storm. And I'll just leave you with the incredible view that I have right now. It's very nice. And thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week.